I think what we're trying to do is to take the potential for a death in winter off the streets. As of March this year, I took over from Michael Bahinsky as the coordinator for the night shelter under the auspices of Hope 4, coordinating all the 7 churches, bringing them all together so that we provide, hopefully, a seamless experience for people who are homeless and sleeping rough in winter.
I remember waking early in the morning, 2-3 o'clock, with this voice saying, "Where are they sleeping now, Michael? What are you going to do about it?" I approached a number of churches in the borough of Rugby and said, would 7 of us be willing to open our premises 1 night a week for 4 months of the winter so nobody had to sleep rough in Rugby?
When I lost my flat, I lived in my car.
Found myself under a bridge.
But then my car got destroyed.
I mean, the biggest danger is that they die. Typically, the life expectancy of a male rough sleeper is 47 and a female rough sleeper 43.
I've always been concerned about them before the Hope 4 set up the winter shelter, and when the opportunity came to do a bit more for them and keep them safe over the winter, I jumped at the chance. No one in this country should be dying on the streets.
Yeah, with seven churches, some get by on about 20 volunteers and some have as many as 50. So we're looking at about 200 to 300 volunteers in total involved throughout the winter period.
I helped set up the beds, and then I just either helping with the food or dishing the food up.
The evening shift, which goes from about 6:30, 7 o'clock through to 10 o'clock.
Or just making teas, coffees for the guests, or just chatting with them at the end of the evening, just sitting down and talking to them, and just so that they have somebody to listen to and talk to.
There's the night shift, which they come in at 10 o'clock and will go through to 7 o'clock in the morning.
Breakfast shift come in and they'll give them cereal for breakfast, make them toast, teas, coffees. Then the lads clear up the beds themselves. They leave at about 8:30, and then the breakfast shift makes sure that the hall is spotless for the next users.
Last year I started cooking because we were short of cooks, and no one died, so I did okay.
There are a range of chronic illnesses that set in when you're out in the rough as long as they are, mental health issues that are linked to the insecurities and the dangers, coupled with the fact there are sad occasions when they will be harassed, perhaps beaten up, mugged, assaulted. It's a very dangerous lifestyle.
Things were not going very well at all. Next thing you know, all my stuff was on a different doorstep, and that was the end of that. And I really didn't have anywhere to go at the time.
And anything we can do to make it possible for those who are rough sleeping to have a warm, safe place at night, it's just part of being a civilised society.
Just somewhere to come and get fed and recharged and ready for the next day. And so yeah, rescued me, very much so.
I think it's about that wanting to help, recognising that some people haven't made the same choices that we did and maybe need a helping hand to get up.
A lot of people put a lot of time in that they don't have, time they could be spending with their own families to help all of us like that, which I think is very admirable and, you know, greatly appreciated.
Driving home at 10 o'clock at night and the storm and the wind, you think, why do I do this? But actually it's a great sense of achievement and satisfaction, and I get so much out of it. I get more than what I give.
So yeah, it's really rewarding. And one year I wasn't able to do it and I really missed it.
I think the volunteers, it's a big thank you. It's a thank you for your time, a thank you for your commitment, a thank you for the resources you put into it. There, but for the grace of God, it could be any one of us.
And something like 250 different volunteers. And I just want to say thank you to every volunteer, everybody who has helped in ways large or small. It's been a remarkable example of the people of Rugby saying, we can't solve everything, but we can make a difference. There is something we can do. There'll be somewhere warm and safe every night of the winter.
So it's a big thank you for all the help that you have been able to give. Thank you.